I'm Jen. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Jen from Jen's Extraordinary Life, and this is my make-believe cooking show. And it is New Year's Day, and I am going to follow the tradition of having something green, and we're using cabbage today. So I'm gonna make a cabbage casserole. I promise if you don't like cabbage and you're like, oh, do I have to have greens today, or do I have to have cabbage today, or whatever, you're gonna like this. This takes cabbage to a whole new level, and you're gonna want to be a part of this. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop this half a stick of butter in the microwave so it can be melting, and then we'll get to cooking. All right, so what I have here is a head of cabbage, and I'm actually going to make 2 casseroles, and I'm gonna freeze one and then bake one, because this is more cabbage than I need for one casserole. Now you could put this in a 9x13 baking dish and just make one, but I'm gonna do 2 smaller things. I've got an 8x8. It's my butter, let me check it. Yep. All right, I've got an 8x8 and a 9x7, only because my other 8x8 glass dish is currently housing some buffalo chicken dip. So, first thing I'm going to do before I do anything else is spray my pan, because otherwise I may forget. You're gonna preheat your oven to 350, and then you're going to take this head of cabbage, and I've removed the outer layers already. I've already washed it and everything, but I removed those outer layers, and then you're just gonna chop this up pretty fine. And as you're chopping it up, you want to kind of break it up and put it in your pan. Now, if you do have more cabbage, you know, maybe your head of cabbage is really big or whatever, and you have more cabbage than you can use for this, you can freeze cabbage. So whatever you haven't used for this, go ahead and freeze it and use it later. But I'm gonna go ahead and prepare another one, because these are great to take, like if you have a potluck at church or something, this is a great little dish to take. Or maybe if you are taking someone a meal, another great dish to take. And it's something that, you know, if you're doing those take them a meal things, sometimes people tend to always make the same kind of things. This would be something that probably nobody else is going to make. Not because it's not good, because I promise you, even if you think you don't like cabbage, this is going to change your mind. You take this to someone, or you make it for dinner at home at night or whatever, you're gonna come home or end up with an empty casserole dish, because it is that yummy. But again, I'm gonna do 2 pans of this with this one head of cabbage. I'm just coarsely cutting it up. I'm not doing anything. Totally forgot to grease that, didn't I? See, this is why we do it first. And it's probably fine to not grease the pan for cabbage, but I just don't take any chances. I don't like stuff to stick. This pan is a little bit less deep. Is that a word? So it's probably not going to take quite as much. But as you know, when you make cabbage, it kind of shrinks down. So it's not going to be overflowing when you bake it. All right. I'm just going to put that aside. Get me another. I'm also going to cut up 1 large onion. Now I really like to use a Vidalia for this, but unfortunately, when I did my grocery pickup the other day, they did not have any or whatever, I don't know. But they substituted it for a yellow onion, and that's fine. I think originally the recipe called for a yellow onion anyhow. But I like a Vidalia onion, nice and sweet. So even if you don't like onions, you don't want to skimp out on this part. The way I was told is that this onion has water in it, and that as it's cooking, that water drips down into your cabbage and helps that cook and bake that way. So you want to make sure you don't leave this out. You're probably not going to notice or taste it anyway. All right. So we're going to coarsely chop this up. Oh no. Hold on, let me go stop Rosie. She's like a dog. That's my robot vacuum cleaner, and I swear she's like a dog. I don't know if she saw me drop a piece of onion on the floor or what, but all of a sudden she just decided she needed to come out here and be part of it. Well, too bad. Not today, Rosie. You just wait. All right. So you're going to take this onion and you are going to chop it in big hunks. See, big slices like this. I'm just going to put it all over that vacuum cleaner. Is going to make a bunch of noise in a second. I'm just being prepared because I sent her home and she's going to have to suck all the dirt up that she got in that 2 seconds. She thinks she's got to empty her can. It's coming. Y'all wait. See? There it goes. I love that thing. I really do. But I swear, she is like a dog. She follows me. Whatever room I'm in, whenever I'm doing whatever I'm doing, I mean, we joke about it because she vacuums at the most inopportune moments. And it's, thank you. She's letting me know she's docked. Oh mercy. So I'm gonna put half of this onion in one casserole and half in the other. Don't skimp on the onion, you need that liquid. Trust me on this one. People eat this and they're like, cabbage casserole? Who even thinks of that? Or, I don't eat onions, or I don't eat cabbage, or whatever, and then before you know it, they're coming back for seconds. So, I'm just saying, you're gonna love it. All right. Wow, that's really loud. I'm sorry. I'm getting a little carried away over here, aren't I? All right, let's put this on this one. I'm trying not to cry. Whew. Okay, I'm gonna have to go wash my hands in a second because I have onion all over them and I literally am about to cry. I don't know what that has to do with my hands, but I don't want to touch my eyes, I'll tell you that much. That's a good onion. Okay. Let me go wash my hands and get a Kleenex for my eyes, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Ooh, that was brutal. That was a good onion. All right. So, we have cut up the onion. Let me move this out of the way. Now we are going to take this butter that we melted. I'm gonna pour it over all of this. You do not want to skimp. And I'm gonna take this other half. I'm gonna cook it or melt it. Put my splatter guard on there. All right. Now you're gonna need salt and pepper, so let me get that. This is half a teaspoon. We'll see how much we need. We're just gonna like generously, okay, well, not half a teaspoon. So I'm gonna go with 1/4 of a teaspoon of pepper is plenty. Maybe not even 1/4. We'll do the same with salt. I am using pink Himalayan. You can use whatever kind of salt you want. That's my butter. So let me grab that. This other pan, and then I'll set these aside and I'm going to show you what we're going to top it with, and that is the best part. Oh my gosh. For my favorite ingredient of all time, you know me, cheese. Did I tell you to preheat the oven to 350? I don't remember if I told you that. If I didn't, preheat your oven to 350. I'm not preheating my oven to 350 right now because I'm actually going to bake this in a few hours. So you could, this could totally be a make-ahead thing. Maybe you wanted to meal prep this for the week or whatever. You know, I told you I'm putting one in my freezer as a make-ahead meal, but you could do this like the night before. If you had a busy day coming up or you had people coming over, or maybe it's a weeknight and you're working or whatever. You want to make this, or you have a luncheon, potluck or something, you can totally prep this the night before and put it in the fridge if you're going to cook it the next day. Or the freezer if you want to save it and cook it for a later time. I'm actually doing both of those things today. Okay, so for a 9 by 13 or 2 of these 8 by 8s, you need about a cup of cheese. I'm using sharp cheddar. It's about a cup, I'll say. Okay, you're also going to need a can of cream of chicken or cream of mushroom soup. I thought I had cream of chicken, but apparently I'm out, so we're doing cream of mushroom. I'm just gonna get you a bowl to put that in. And then a cup of mayonnaise, whatever your favorite kind of mayonnaise is. Y'all know what mine is. Duke's. And I'm having to open a new jar because we just used the last of it yesterday. So you need a cup of this. This is a 2-cup measuring cup. So obviously we need half of that. All right, and then you're just going to mix those two things together really good. And get them all incorporated. And it's great either way with the cream of chicken or the cream of mushroom. All right, so that's mixed up. And then you're going to take your cheese. No, not yet. Just kidding. Cheese doesn't come yet. You're going to take your casserole. And you're going to put this mixture on it. I'm just putting this all over the top of it. Again, if this was a 9 by 13, you would put all of this in one, but I'm dividing it up. And so after you get it on the top, you just kind of spread it out and make sure it covers all the pieces. And then you're gonna put your topping on it. I'm gonna show you what your topping is in just a second. Don't wanna waste a bit of this. Okay. Next thing that we're gonna need is, let me get another bowl. This is the yummy, yummy, yummy part. Take a stick of butter. I'm gonna cut this one up so it melts a little bit easier. Nobody said that this was not loaded with butter, because it is definitely loaded with butter. And actually, I'm gonna take a stick and a half of butter for this, since I'm making two. So 1.5 sticks. We're gonna melt that. Doing a lot of butter melting today, right? All right, now for the fun part. I'm going to take a bowl and whatever kind of Ritz or store brand or whatever, the round buttery crackers. I'm going to crush them. You can crush them in the pack. Let me get that butter. Not quite melted all the way, because that's a stick and a half. Or you can take a rolling pin to it. So it takes about a sleeve, but I didn't have any whole sleeves. I just had some of the fresh stacks. So I feel like 4 fresh stack sleeves is probably equal to a big sleeve. Yeah, we're using it all, because not only is that going to need to coat those crackers, we are going to add cheese to this mixture. It smells so good. Like, cabbage does not smell good when you cook it. It stinks. But the combination of this cheese and butter and crackers, that smells good. It's a good thing I have this retainer in my mouth right now, is all I'm saying, because I could totally take a spoonful of just this. Probably really not good for you to eat that, but golly, it smells so good. All right, so you got that mixed up. Wipe my space off here. Then you're gonna bring your casserole dish back over. Dishes. And you're gonna spread this on the top of that. This, you know, you don't have to save this for a special occasion or whatever. This is something different to mix up your routine, dinner routine, or whatever. But like I said, this makes a great dish to take to a potluck, because it's something that people just aren't really thinking about when they think of a potluck dish. And so you'll have something unique, and then you might want to go ahead and write down the recipe on some 4x6 cards or 3x5 cards or whatever they are, because I promise you people are going to be asking you. So just set them out. That's a tip for you. When you go to a potluck, if you have a unique or a good recipe that you know people are going to ask you about, save yourself some time. Go ahead and take some recipe cards with you and set them out on the table next to your potluck dish, and then that way if people are interested they can grab one, print it up on the computer, and just, you know, cut little copies of it or whatever. Okay, so there's your topping, and then when this bakes, you're going to put this in the oven, let all that bake down, and you're going to bake it for about 45 minutes, and then it is going to be bubbly and delicious. You're going to love it, I promise. Let's talk about how to store this. So remember I said I'm going to freeze one of these for an upcoming potluck, and I'm going to bake one of them for tonight. And what you're going to want to do is get this as flat as possible. So I'm going to take some wax paper. Before I put tin foil on it, and I'm going to put my wax paper over it and kind of smush that down. This does a couple of things. It gives you a surface to smush it down on, but also you're getting that as close as you can to the actual casserole, and so that doesn't allow for air to get in there and everything. And that's what makes like the little frostbite or whatever. Then I'm going to take some tin foil over that, and I'm going to tightly, very tightly cover it. Now, I'm most likely going to take this to a potluck because I know I have one coming up, and my plan is to take it there, but you never know when somebody needs a meal. So I like to have things in the freezer for that. So what I am going to do is take a Sharpie on top of this tin foil, and so on this I'm going to write what it is. Cabbage casserole, bake at 350 for 45 minutes. And that's that. That way, whoever makes this, whether it's me or somebody else, they're gonna know what to do with it, right? That's what we're doing today with this. Because it is New Year's Day, and you know, I'm not superstitious or whatever, but I think it's fun to follow the traditions of the health and wealth and all the things, and so we are having pulled pork sliders with this, and I made the cabbage casserole for my green thing instead of making collard greens. And then the other thing I'm going to do, and I'll show you, I could go to town and, you know, make black-eyed peas the way that my grandma used to make black-eyed peas, but I'm not, because guess what? Margaret Holmes already made them for me, and I'm going to put these in a pot and heat them up. So we're gonna have black-eyed peas and cabbage casserole, pork sliders. I might even make some rice to go with this. We'll see, I don't know, may or may not. The pork butt is in the crock pot, and I should have filmed that, but I didn't. So maybe next time I will. So we're gonna make pulled pork in a crock pot, which makes it super easy. You just pop it in the crock pot and let it cook all day. So we're gonna do that. And so there's our things, our pork, our cabbage casserole, and our black-eyed peas and rice. And oh, I'm making some cornbread to go with that also. So, all right. So that's our New Year. Let me know what you did for New Year's. I would love to see what you made. If you have a unique or fun recipe, I would love to try it. So put it in the comments. Maybe somebody else would like to try it as well. And this is the first day of 2023. I want to thank you all for joining me in 2022, for subscribing to my channel, for liking, for commenting, for sharing, for just all the positive things that you guys have done and said. It's such a great community. I'm really looking forward to what's going to happen in 2023. I hope you'll come back for more. Make sure you click that subscribe button so you'll get notifications on all my videos. And I hope you have an extraordinary day and an extraordinary life. And until next time, we'll be seeing you. See you in the next one. Bye.